Here with Daniel Mata, the owner of Return of the Goods. You always been into thrifting and returning of the goods?
No, I could say like, about 5 years ago I was a very selfish person, and it took for a life or death situation to finally open my eyes that there's actually more out there than just partying, drinking, and just repeating it all over again. And at that point in time, I was out there searching to see who I was, and thrifting became very, therapeutic to me. And California at that time period was still locked down, so I would travel out to different states and thrift on my days off. And little by little, for 3 months straight, my trunk kept on getting overflowed with a bunch of t-shirts. Once I started getting the ball rolling on just finding vintage for other people, it kind of just fell in its own place. And then started selling at a sneaker market that was very like hush-hush, because during 2020, a lot of the restrictions were happening in Palm Desert.
Yeah.
You could have nothing going on.
Yeah.
And they stuck me into the back of the sneaker event, and I ended up killing it. When people buy my product, I educate them on everything, on why it's on my rack. It's not just me find it, me pay for it, and then me resell it. It's like helping people find their identity for that day.
Yeah.
Like you.
I was very intentional.
The first time I met you and spoke to you for a very long time was in a thrift store, and you were wearing a cheerleading outfit. And I was like, are you a cheerleader? And you're like, no, I just like to wear this stuff. And you wear it really well.
Thank you.
And finding that identity within yourself, I like to do that for others as well. We opened here in August 6th of last year.
Nice.
This whole entire rack was all filled up with 200 band tees, opening day. And all those tees came from one person. And that person literally lives 5 streets away from here.
Ah, of course.
His wife and him, their youth was just always loving going to concerts. When I was in the process of purchasing the shirts, I heard every single story from each individual shirt. And it was beautiful, because I actually had the moment to finally put a story to the shirt. All the stains and all the fadedness on his shirts, like he had black shirts that were like extremely faded, to the point where you could see his muscle tone, you could see his shoulder blades, his chest.
That's great.
And then I asked him like, hey, what's up with this shirt? How come it looks different from all the others? I had a construction business and I wore all these t-shirts.
Wow.
And I'm like, whoa, like you didn't even know that you're like wearing cool things at the time. He's like, no.
And to be so worn, people pay for that.
Yeah, people do pay for it. And like I said, I don't like to charge that extra dollar because it looks cool, because I don't think it's fair. And maybe it could be a horrible business tactic on my end, for putting too much feeling into it. But I just feel like the people out here in the valley, especially the east end of the valley, deserve this.
Yeah.
Because growing up here in Indio, Palm Desert was like the icon of the valley. They had the Palm Desert Mall, all the stores were, filled in, the spaces, but I'm finally glad to be a piece of the puzzle that's, happening down here in downtown Indio.
All right, and make sure y'all check out the monthly markets that happen here. All their information is on their Instagram for Return of the Goods. But on this beautiful day, thank you so much for taking the time, Sir Daniel Mata.